Yo, what's up, YouTube? Only gonna make this video one time, so I'm not gonna restart and start over editing things. I'm just gonna talk in the camera, say my piece. I first want to say I'm very disappointed. Not really, because this doesn't surprise me at all. And I just look at these people for entertainment now. But I see that Tariq Nasheed has done an interview with Vlad TV. Now, he pops up in my feed like old interviews do. I ain't gonna lie. If an old interview pops up, I am a little curious to see who he has on the show. But it's not really something interesting. Like, this is how I get down. If he does, so to get through the day, I listen to like AZ Faison tell his paid in full version of his story, his version of paid in full. I listen to that like 2 times in one day to get through the day. Or anything that deals with prison or just surviving, I listen to it just to get through work. So I'll just look out of curiosity at what has Vlad posted, but I won't really watch it because I'm not interested in hearing Lunel talk or Bosco 100 or anybody like a non-criminal that has an interesting story, because it just doesn't interest me. His new guests don't interest me at all. But I might watch the Tariq interview because they're best friends again. And he said that he was going to release the Tommy Sotomayor interview. So I want to see what that was about, because when I was watching Tommy back in the day, I remember when that first happened, I thought it wasn't real. Like, Tariq just busted in the interview and said, he was like, I came to give you your Coon Train Award. And that blew up over the whole internet, man, back in the day. This is when Tommy was at his peak. I was watching Tommy when I got my first laptop in the 12th grade. This is 12 years ago. But I want to see both interviews. Like I said, I'm not hating on neither one. I just feel like Tariq talked all this stuff about Vlad being a culture vulture and all this stuff, and now you're on the show. And I don't even think that he pays his guests. I mean, he would pay Tariq, but I heard that Vlad doesn't pay anybody that comes on. He looks at the his following as your way of getting like more publicity, more notoriety. But I want to see how that turns out. And good luck to both of them. I would love this. I really want to see the Tommy interview. I want to see what he said. But yeah, that's that. It's funny how Vlad responded to me. I was sort of joking around. It was like, funny you mentioned that. And that's what's up, Vlad. Cause Vlad didn't block me. Cause I don't block. That's one thing I respect. I can say I respect about Vlad. He doesn't block or get mad if people leave a bad comment. Like, I'm not that way either. I don't block anybody. I believe in, freedom of speech. Say what you got to say. I just may not necessarily agree with it, but that's it. It is what it is. End of the day. I want to talk about. I already talked about this before, but I'm not. So I make a title of this video on Cole or on Coon, but I really don't think the WBC, not that anybody watches boxing anymore, but I really don't think they should have to strip. It's just my opinion. I don't think it really matters what a boxer thinks of other non-Hispanic people. He basically was drunk and he made a mistake. I'm not defending him. Hear me out. I'm going to say this I want to make this very clear. I am not defending him because I understand other groups of people, they stay on code with each other. Let me tell you a story of a time at a restaurant I worked at in Georgia. This white girl who was always going around gossiping about people, talking shit. Let me tell you, this channel is becoming real liberal. Not like politically liberal, but I'm a little more less conservative on, well, less formal, like traditional, on issues relating to marriage, sex, whatsoever. I don't promote drug use, but but let me say I can understand why people do drugs, but I can't medically do drugs. But I see the fucked upness of this world, so I understand why people may shoot something in their veins, sniff something up their nose, drink a bottle, or do all kinds of shit in their body to alter their reality. But she was always talking shit and gossiping, and I was telling myself at the time, this is when I thought that people were just people. I was telling myself, like, these are some fucked up ass people I gotta work around. And I was telling myself, if you look at my channel, the beginning stage of this channel, I was a real coon. I was a real buck dancing, tap dancing coon. But reality checks, it sort of like just got the coon out of me. The spirit of Jesse Lee Peterson just came out of me. And one day I made a joke. About to this other white girl. I was just saying, it's kind of awkward thinking about it, but this is why I am the way I am about jobs now. I think this is pretty much why I am the way I am about race and jobs. But I just made a joke about the girl that was always talking shit, being a baby killer. And then she got all dramatic. She was saying, I don't care what a man has to say about that. And long story short, they wound up like writing me up. It wasn't a big deal. But let me tell you this. They were a little more hostile towards me because I made a joke about a white girl. And what I learned about that is white people stay on code with each other, whether we want to admit it or not. They do. So I'm not saying you shouldn't stay on code. You shouldn't stick together. I'm not defending him. Don't get the impression. But why does it matter what he thinks of you as a black person or whoever he offended? Ask yourself this question. Why do you think why do you care what a boxer has to say about you? They don't sign your checks. They're not they're not a law enforcement official. They're not a judge. They're not a public defender. They don't have control over people's lives. It only really matters when you have control over people's lives. He's not, now he could serve on a jury, but he'll have to answer. But this right here will pretty much disqualify him for ever being on a jury if he had that opportunity. I mean, he won't look like an impartial citizen saying stuff like this. But I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to act like I'm mad. Because like I said, this is some of the things that he has said, I have said before. Not on this channel, but when I was actually his age, because he's a few years younger than me, he's like 26, 25. I have said things about all groups of people in a joking way, in a serious way, all forms. And I'll have to answer for that one day. But I just don't like the idea that we have to fuck up someone's life for making a mistake or just saying things. I don't believe in it. It happens, but I don't like the idea of canceling somebody after just making a statement. But we don't do anything about the things they talk about. So I didn't really look into much of what he said about blacks. But he said something about George Floyd, right? He said he made a comment, I think it was bring him back to life and kill him again. Now that's a little fucked up. But what do you think is more important? Us canceling this boxer or fixing the problems that are like George Floyd? Fixing the problems where we make more jobs, where he doesn't have to I don't think he counterfeited that money. I believe, because why the hell would you stay near the store after you give them a fake $20 bill? I think he got a fake $20 bill from somebody and he just didn't know. But let's make it where he's not trying to rob women that are pregnant at gunpoint or sell drugs. How about we focus on that? Focus on what he's talking about instead of just canceling him. It's like when Kramer said, Kramer, like, here's a perfect example. He's a bad example. When Mel Gibson told his wife, I hope you get raped by a pack of niggers, how about we stop niggas from raping women in packs? Like, we make it where, instead of locking them up, right? I probably lost you after I said this, but instead of locking people up and abusing them in prison, how about we explain to these urban youth, why rape is wrong, why raping women is wrong? Rehabilitate them so where they're not raping anymore. How about we put that energy into stopping urban youth from raping women that are helpless? Oh, I know why you're not going to do that. And that takes a lot more effort and a lot more work to do. So it's easier just to cancel somebody and blackball them from the boxing world. But I don't care what he said. I'm not defending him. I'm just want to ask everybody, what is that? How does that affect your life? If he is boxing for the WBC or not, how does that affect your life? But that's that. That's I'm gonna end this video.